I do not wish women to have power over men, but over themselves. Women ought to have representatives. Instead of being arbitrarily governed without any direct share, allowed them in the deliberations of government. Strengthen the female mind by enlarging it, and there will be an end to blind obedience. No man chooses evil because it is evil. He only mistakes it for happiness. Taught from infancy that beauty is a woman's scepter, the mind shapes itself to the body and roaming around its gilt cage, only seeks to adorn its prison. I do not wish ye women to have power over men, but over themselves. Make women rational creatures and free citizens, and they will quickly become good wives. That is, if men do not neglect the duties of husbands and fathers. The beginning is always today. If women be educated for dependence, that is, to act according to the will of another fallible being and submit right or wrong to power, where are we to stop? I love man as my fellow, but his scepter, real or usurped, extends not to me. Women are systematically degraded by receiving the trivial attentions which men think it manly to pay to the sex, when, in fact, men are insultingly supporting their own superiority. A little learning indeed may be a dangerous thing, but the want of learning is a calamity to any people. I do earnestly wish to see the distinction of sex confounded in society. The more I see of the world, the more I am convinced that civilization is a blessing. Let woman share the rights, and she will emulate the virtues of man. For she must grow more perfect when emancipated, or justify the authority that chains such a weak being to her duty. I love my own sex better than yours. I cannot but lament that men should be so constituted as to despise or neglect the abilities of women. He only earns his freedom and his life who takes them every day by storm. Simplicity and sincerity generally go hand in hand, as both proceed from a love of truth. My dreams were all my own. I accounted for them to nobody. They were my refugee when annoyed, my dearest pleasure when free. The more equality there is established among men, the more virtue and happiness will reign in society. In fact, it is a farce to call any being virtuous whose virtues do not result from the exercise of its own reason. Every political good carried to the extreme must be productive of evil. Friendship is a serious affection, the most sublime of all affections, because it is founded on principle and cemented by time. Only that education deserves emphatically to be termed cultivation of the mind, which teaches young people how to begin to think. Surely something resides in this heart that is not perishable, and life is more than a dream. A king is always a king, and a woman always a woman. His authority and her sex ever stand between them and rational converse. Women have seldom sufficient employment to silence their feelings. A round of little cares or vain pursuits frittering away all strength of mind and organs. They become naturally only objects of sin. When we feel deeply, we reason profoundly. I do not mean to importune you with personal applications, yet I am so much impressed with the beneficial tendency of your exertions that I cannot refrain from adding my request to the general voice that you would publish a few political tracts. My own sex, I hope, will excuse me if I treat them like rational creatures, instead of flattering their fascinating graces and viewing them as if they were in a state of perpetual childhood, unable to stand alone. It is vain to expect virtue from women till they are in some degree independent of men. Children, I grant, should be innocent, but when the epithet is applied to men or women, it is but a civil term for weakness. The divine right of husbands, like the divine right of kings, may, it is hoped, in this enlightened age, be contested without danger. It is justice, not charity, that is wanting in the world. Independence, I have long considered as the grand blessing of life, the basis of every virtue.